In the stormy twilight over the vast ocean, a colossal oil rig stands defiant against crashing waves and relentless rain. 4 hardy crew members toil on the deck, their faces etched with determination as they secure lines and check machinery, unaware of the horror rising from the depths below. Inside the dimly lit control room, red alarms flicker to life. The bearded captain stares at radar screens, revealing an unnatural disturbance bubbling up from the seabed, his expression shifting from intrigue to dread as the signals intensify. On the lower platform, a young engineer pauses her welding, sparks dying out as she gazes into the turbulent sea. Dark silhouettes twist beneath the surface, sending a chill through her as the storm rages harder. A diver descends the slick ladder to the water's edge, fastening his gear with practiced hands. But from the abyss, a sickly green glow emerges, illuminating jagged shadows closing in. Deep underwater, toxic sludge spews from a fractured pipeline, swirling with bioluminescent menace. Mutated creatures, once fish, now grotesque with razor fins and crimson eyes, surge upward toward the rig. A violent eruption breaks the surface as a slimy, tentacled abomination hauls itself aboard, its humanoid form dripping and decayed. The diver recoils in terror, snatching a wrench to fend off the beast's lunging attack. They clash in the downpour, the diver swinging desperately as the mutant grapples with unnatural strength, ooze splattering like blood across the rain-slicked deck. The crew rushes to the scene, flashlights piercing the gloom. The engineer illuminates the creature's twisted, raging face, her own features frozen in shock. The captain unleashes a flare gun, the brilliant orange blast searing the night and forcing the monster back, but not before it sinks its fangs into the diver, green venom pulsing through his veins. The infected diver writhes on the deck, his skin paling, eyes reddening as the mutation takes hold. He rises, feral and transformed, charging at the engineer, who evades and counters with a swinging chain. Retreating into the rig's corridors, the survivors barricade doors with crates, the structure vibrating from the pounding of unseen fists beyond. Huddled in a cramped room, sweat beads on their brows amid heavy breaths. Through grimy windows, shadows of climbing mutants loom. Wounds are bandaged hastily in the flickering light. On the helipad, the burly veteran swings a fire axe against 2 assailants, the storm whipping around them as he hurls one over the edge into the churning sea below. In the steam-filled engine room, the engineer twists a valve, unleashing scalding vapor that blisters an advancing mutant's hide, driving it back in agony. Lightning cracks the sky as the captain scales the tower, mutants clawing from below. He dodges their grasps, reaching for the radio antenna high above. In the medical bay, the medic tends a wound, only for her patient to convulse and mutate. She jabs a syringe in defense, the room shaking with the struggle. Fuel cans ignite in a trap on the deck, flames exploding in slow, fiery waves, hurling mutant silhouettes into the abyss. In the escape pod bay, the captain sparks wires under green lights, mutants hammering the portholes, cracks spiderwebbing the glass. The engineer dashes across a precarious catwalk, a pursuer close behind. She leaps the gap, clutching a pipe, and kicks the beast plummeting into the void. Reunited in the control room, urgent gestures fly as they study a map, arming themselves with pipes and hooks for the desperate push ahead. Descending the stairwell, they battle through the horde, bashing and shoving, one comrade dragged screaming into the darkness as the others forge on. In the boiler room's haze, the veteran hoists a chain to crush a mutant against grinding gears, sparks flying in the chaos. The medic slides under a descending bulkhead, sealing it just as the swarm arrives, her face a mask of relief amid the pounding. At the lifeboat, swarmed by foes, the captain flares a decoy, luring them into a frenzied chase across the tilting platform. In a narrow hall, the engineer grapples hand to hand, slamming her foe against pipes until ooze sprays and victory is hers, though exhaustion weighs heavy. The rig quakes from underwater blasts, toxins erupting, sending mutants tumbling as sections collapse into the waves. Piling into the submersible, they seal the hatch against clawing horrors, detaching and plunging into the depths. Through the porthole, glowing pursuers swarm, one smashing futilely against the glass as the crew braces inside, thrusters igniting. The sub darts through wreckage and monstrous shadows, evading strikes in a heart-pounding underwater chase. Finally breaking the surface at dawn's first light, the survivors emerge onto a raft, the distant rig exploding in a fiery plume. They exchange resolute glances, the rising sun promising a hard-won dawn over calmer seas.